All right, we're recording.
Awesome. I guess I'll get started. Sorry, I have chocolate chips in my mouth. We are going to go through just a short little introduction for those of you who are new to the team or haven't met us yet. And then we're just going to share a couple of aversions that we have had running our business. And hopefully that helps you get past them and gives you a little bit more confidence if you run into them while you're doing your business. So my name is Corey, obviously, and I'm Double Diamond. I've been with It Works for 2.5 years. And actually, one thing that stopped me from running my business pretty much as soon as I signed up was I was embarrassed. Somebody said to me, "Oh, you're selling those wrap things?" And I was like, "Well, they have other products too," and just kind of like made excuses or whatever. And I got really embarrassed, and so I just didn't run my business at all for 3 months. It wasn't until I went to conference that I started running my business. The month after I got back from conference, I promoted to executive. Month after that, Ruby. Month after that, Emerald. 8 months into me being a distributor, I promoted to Diamond. 6 months after that, Double Diamond. Doubled my income and earned a $30,000 bonus. So, I did this all while having a full-time job, going to school, and working as a waitress on the weekends. So you can totally do it no matter how busy your schedule is. But I'm actually not going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about a couple things that I've run into. One, now that I'm a mom, I have a baby who is 5 months old now. I'm sure you can see these tiny little feet. You might be able to hear her whining a little bit.
White girl, black guy.
Here, you want to sit up? Is making your why your excuse. So for me, obviously, like she's my why. My family's my why. And I don't ever want to look her in the eyes and say, because of you, I couldn't run my business. Because of you, you made it too hard for me to stay home and be with you 24/7. Because of you, I couldn't bring your dad home and be a full-time family. So, like, that's one thing that you don't make your why your excuse, whatever it is. If you hate your job, then don't say that you can't run your business because you have to work 9 to 5 or 8 to 5 or whatever your job is. You want to stay motivated and keep through that. I hated my job before I retired from it, and I could have easily said, I'm too tired when I get home from work, or I can only dedicate 10 minutes today to my job or to It Works. So don't run into those kinds of excuses, because it's so easy. There are days where this little one takes up all of my time, or when she's sick, or when she's extra needy. And those are the days that I have to say, okay, I've got to make it an effort and work extra hard, because I don't want to make my why my excuse why I didn't make my business run. And the other one I wanted to talk about, I was actually talking to one of my girls about this just not too long ago, and it's focusing on what you don't have or what you're not getting. The universe works in a really funny way. So if you whatever you focus on, the universe will give you more of that. So if you're focusing on what you're not getting, you're going to get more of that, which is what you don't want. So make sure that if you had someone who signed up and they're not doing anything, then don't focus on that. Focus on what you can do as a leader for them. And if you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. So if you're doing everything that you're supposed to do as a leader, then you've done your job and you're doing enough. And the way that I put it is, we don't drive backwards. We don't get undressed and then go to work. So why are you focused on things that you couldn't foresee happening, and instead of looking forward? We don't we don't do anything in our lives backwards except for look backwards on things that didn't go our way. And that's not going to get us the results that we want. So just keep looking forward. And when you change your mindset to keep looking forward and have your mind look forward, just like you do everything else in your day, you will see your business and your mindset just completely change around. And it's really an amazing thing once you can kind of make that switch. So those are the two things that I wanted to talk about today that you could run into that kind of might potentially cause a pause in your business or a problem. So if you guys have any questions, I guess I'll answer those or hand the floor over to Natalie or Daniela.
Hey guys, sure, I can go next. I also not going to go over the whole long story, how I started and why I started and everything. But what I want to share is that that I actually, when I started this business, I only was in United States, in California, living for about a little bit over 4 years. So if you ever hear from your potential distributors that I don't know enough people or I'm living in a small place, that should not be an excuse if someone really wants to build this business. So that's kind of like a one thing. So I started, I didn't know as many people here. I really didn't have any close friends or family or anything. My husband did not support me from the beginning. Now in a different way, but again, that's a different story as well. And so the only people that I knew was my coworkers. That's kind of like one of the reasons I joined it as a distributor, because they also wanted to try those wraps and they asked me how to get them. And also just I was part of here local international group because we have a big foreign language institute, and then I also knew a few Russian people, but so that's kind of how I started. In the first week I had invited a few people over to my house, and just a couple showed up. Some of them never showed up or they got lost, whatever, and only one person actually paid for the wrap and actually wrapped. And she became a loyal customer. Matter of fact, she's one of my loyal customers who still buys the products on and off. And she's been in the with military and been traveling the world. And as long, I don't know if any military people here, but as long as you have an APO box for the military, we actually ship those. So I have customers all over the world and have actually no problem to get the packages. But what I'm trying to say is that that I didn't really had a lot of people that just would come, or we call it war market people that I know for a long time, you know, going to school or college or, you know, maybe other jobs, and definitely not the family. So yeah, so didn't know a lot of people, started just from reaching out to who I knew. And another thing is we wanted to say, you know, we wanted to talk a little bit about our obstacles. So the very first obstacle that I came across was rejection. So I remember my upline had challenged us to message 10 people and reach out and ask hosting a wrap party, because at that time I've been with the business a little bit over 4 years now. So, and then that time I did not know that you can actually work your business from your phone on social media. So it was more about the events, appointments, one-on-one appointments, met so many at Starbucks, and also wrap parties, where we call them now more like a sample party. So so I reached out, and the people, the friends that I thought it would be friends, were very negative. They I've heard it's not my cup of tea. I've heard like no, my place is too little. I've had so many people that were like really not nice. And it hurt my feelings, guys. It really hurt my feelings. And I remember it took me like 3 days to get over that, because I kept just thinking of that, like, man, but what happened was, and I actually have to thank all those haters and, negative people and skepticals, because at the end of the day, when I had a thought of, we all gonna hit those days. I'm sure if you longer in the business a few months, you probably already went through, or, had those days where you really start questioning yourself and really feeling like, is it really for me, or is it really that, I should be doing this? And it always stopped me, the thoughts that, no, I have to prove those people wrong, those friends that are actually, were so skeptical about the whole, network marketing or products, or, any of this industry. So like Corey was talking about her why, my why totally was different, but it became, on those days, it was the negativity that kept me going, that I wanted to prove them wrong. I wanted to keep going, and I didn't want to quit, because if I would quit, that means they were right. And the first person was my husband, but also, like I say, those friends that I considered a friends. So that's one thing. The second one just kind of goes along with the rejection, the no's. You guys, what I've learned is that the no, it's first of all not necessarily no forever. It's just not for now. The second thing is, you don't take it personal. They're not rejecting you. They're just not ready for the product to try, or they're not ready for the business. I would probably say 70% people that you ask first, they're going to say no or ignore you. They will come back. And one thing, just kind of comparison, I want to leave and finish my part, is just imagine the restaurant when the waitress come to you and offer you, some bread or ketchup or something, and you tell them no, you're going to say, no, I don't want it. I love bread, but I usually say no, because if I say yes, I'm going to eat it, the whole thing. Mm-hmm. And so, but that doesn't mean the waitress is going to go back and going to cry about it because I told her no. She's just going to keep going with her job, right? And she's going to ask the next table if they want a bread, and the other one, and so I always think of that. So it's okay if you offer them to try the greens or try fat fighters, and they tell you, no, I don't want to. It's okay. So then they just say that they don't want to, try the product. So that's just kind of keep in mind about the waitress and, and the bread. And the more no's you go through, the faster you get the yes. It's been always my rule, always, and sometimes you get days that you're going to talk to so many people and, most of them will say no. And sometimes the first person will answer you, and it will be the person who will be like, yes, I've been looking for this product. I wanted to try the product. I've been watching you on social media and I'm ready. So just don't let the no stop you from getting that yes. Finish. Daniela, now it's your turn.
Hey guys, I'm Daniela, Double Diamond here. I've been with the company. It's going to be 3 years in November. So, oh my gosh, it's crazy. It went so fast. But
when you have fun, always time goes fast by.
It's been a blast. But I used to be a special ed teacher, and one thing that why I joined this business was because I was working overtime doing after school, and my husband was doing Saturdays. We never saw each other. We only had 1 day a week. I was doing lesson plans on Sunday. Like, literally, I never had time for my husband. We never had time for each other. So I was like, I need to join this business and at least cover what after school and his overtime were paying. And within 2 months, I did that. A lot of people that have joined recently, or even in my last 2.5 or almost 3 years, always use that excuse, like, I'm working a full-time job. And, 65 hours a week, or, whatever you're working, even 40 hours a week, it becomes stressful. And especially when you're, doing this business plus your full-time job, plus I was bringing home work. So one thing, getting, like, what I struggled with in the beginning was getting into the routine. So, I would do my work, my schoolwork with my kids, my lesson plans throughout the day. And then when I came home, like, getting a schedule of what needed to be done with this business. Because like Natalie said, I had to prove everybody wrong. But one thing I do want to, let everybody know is that getting a schedule, staying that extra hour or half hour, staying up a little extra to schedule posts or to follow people on social media or to write out who you're going to contact tomorrow. Those little things can help build your business every day. So if you're doing that every day, that's going to help you. I remember Saturdays when my husband was working and I was doing lesson plans, and it was a mess, but I would work my business like crazy on Saturday and Sunday. So don't use the excuse like, oh, I'm working, I'm tired, like Corey said. Use that as like motivation, like you want to have this business work for you and your family. You don't want to work that extra overtime. You want this business to do, be that extra income that, you don't need the overtime for. My husband he actually saw my enroller posting on social media. So he actually told me to look into it. And then when I signed up and, I got my first 4 customers within 3 days. And that was all through social media. No family and friends signed up with me till about 2 years into the business. So a lot of people are saying that too. Like, I don't know anybody. My family and friends won't support me. That is why we use social media. Please be consistent on social media. That's how we reach millions and millions of people through it. So just because you don't know anybody in person or nobody will support you, make sure you're following, tips from social media. I used to Google stuff like crazy, like YouTube. I would go on and YouTube things. I would like sit there literally till 2:00 in the morning and just like YouTube, like tips, like what are some social media tips, top income earners with It Works. I would follow exactly what they were doing. So, a ton of people are saying like, I don't know people. I don't have family and friends that want to support me. Honestly, like social media is like the platform for it. So use it. Another thing is like my husband didn't see it happening fast enough. So I remember like 4 months into the business, he literally said, that's all you made? You just made, what was it? Must have been like $800, right? But I was working a lot. Like I was staying up late. I was waking up early. I was working my business like it was my full-time job. So within 4 months, I made that $800, and he's like, that's all? If you really round it off, that's like 64 cents an hour. And like, he would really like, he was supportive, but like he would throw those things at me, and I'd be like, oh shoot, like, but I didn't care. So I took out a diamond chart and I was like, I'm doing this. And he's like, you're never going to fill that. And I said, watch me. And I did it. Within 7 months, I did it. So honestly, like all of those naysayers, like prove them wrong. Use that as motivation. Like I'm just like, like now he's like, you're not going to get triple. Like there's no way you can get triple. There's, you have so much work to do. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to prove to him that I'm going presidential. I'm not even going triple. You know what I'm saying? Like, use that like, use it as motivation to build your business. One thing that I really, really want to emphasize that if you treat this business as a part-time job, you're going to get paid like that. If you treat this business as a business, as your baby, you're caring for it every day, you're treating it like it is your business, you will get paid like it. One thing I want to end on is my mother, I always go to this, but my mother was my dad actually, he owns a hair salon, and he's the owner of it. And he, when he first started, he was 18 and he had to put money into it. He has to pay rent every month. He has to pay his employees. He needs inventory. He has to promote his business, do sales, all of that. And, we have this business. We just paid $99. Some of you paid $10. Some of you paid $59. Use it. Like, I'm making more than my dad. Like, you know what I'm saying? So in 3 years that I've been working this business, it's going to be 3 years, monthly, I'm making more than my dad is, so that's like an eye opener for me. What he's been working on for years and years and years, I accomplished in 3 years or almost 3 years. So, treat it like a business. The outcome will be amazing. If you guys have any questions, you could write them in the chat or raise your hands. You could there's an option to raise hands so you could talk and we could unmute you.
And really quick, I want to add while we're seeing if anybody has a question, is this business can be done, you guys, in 5-minute intervals. And if you worked your business even a third of how you work your JOB, you will find success. And I think that's another thing that some people run into, where they have it in their head, where this is your business. And if you, just like Daniela said, if you treated it like your job and you had specific tasks that you need to do every day, just like your job, then you'll find success. Because if you go to your job and you don't do those things, you get fired. So if you're running your business and you're not doing those things, then you're just not going to get a paycheck because there's nobody to fire you. And then you can't really wonder why it's not working for you, So even a third of effort into this business will eventually reap more rewards and a larger paycheck than you could ever get at your JOB.
Well, I think if no one has any questions, maybe someone wants to share something, what they, some obstacles or what they, already went through. And if not, we're just gonna close our meeting because we do have a special that's going on that we're working on. I'm actually right now talking with someone. She just got me her phone number so I can text her my website. But yeah, if you guys, anyone has anything to add, to share, then we just can get off and get back to work.
Yeah, this special, guys, it doesn't come very often, especially the buy a wrap, get a defining gel free. It does not come very often. I would literally reach out to everybody. I'm reaching out to the LCs that I've signed up from 2 years ago and messaging them. Hey, how are you? I know a long time no talk, but I just wanted to let you know that we're doing a sale. It's buy one. They don't have to do the 3 months. They could just log in and order the wraps and get the defining gel free. BV is BV. You never know what somebody wants. Maybe they wanted wraps. I actually messaged someone yesterday and she ordered and she was like, oh my gosh, I always wanted to try the wraps because she was doing the hair, skin, and nails. So it was a perfect time for her to do it. So you never know what people really are looking for. So don't, cancel them out. Don't be like, oh, well, she already tried the wraps before. These are new and improved wraps. These wraps are amazing and people are getting the best results we've ever had, through these wraps. So, make sure you're just talking to everybody about them, especially old LCs, current LCs that are even ordering wraps that are, on the auto shipment for wraps, getting a box, an extra box, having them do their arms or whatever they want to do, could be a plus. So you never know what somebody wants. basically.
Yes, and I want to add to it, even for the new new distributors, it's just actually a reason to approach someone, to actually reach out to someone. Go post something about the sale, and then 5 minutes later, go message someone, say, hey, have you seen? I posted, we have this amazing sale going on, and just don't give them everything. Don't give them all the information about the sale, but just start the conversation. And they may not even interested in wraps, but they might interested in something else, and it's just going to be another way of just starting conversation, just finding out if they ever maybe tried a wrap, or if they ever heard about it works, and at all. So it's just another way of starting conversation. That will be it from me. Let's do it, guys. We still have pretty much 24 hours of reaching out and finish this deal strong, and then obviously end of the month is coming up, so it's always a little bit more extra work.
So if anybody has any questions, obviously you can message any of us. We're here for you guys. We're so excited for you, and let's do it. Woohoo!
Yeah, let's do it. Bye, guys.
Have a good night, everybody.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.